Welcome to Co-op Kennels, guys. And today I'm going to give y'all some gems and some knowledge about the things you can add to your food as far as raw supplements. Sometimes you'll hear me say supplements, and then you'll hear me say we don't give supplements. What I mean by that is this: we give all natural occurring substances. And then when you hear me say no supplements, what I mean by that is I'm not giving the dog anything that's unnatural or anything that doesn't exist in nature, as i.e. Extra fats that don't really exist in nature, high fat contents, high protein contents from different things that would never exist. So that's what I mean by that. So let's get into it. Today you're gonna get a lot of gems. I'm gonna give you some information, and at the end or in the middle, at some point, I'm gonna tell y'all where y'all can find these supplements or things that are naturally occurring in nature that you can give to your dogs. Number one, this is glucosamine 5000. Now this is basically just ground seashells. It's cornstarch, flaxseed meal, and sarashamomines carfasafis or something. I can't say the word, but it's shellfish, glucosamine shellfish. This is a product for horses. As soon as we get our chat GPT, as soon as we get our affiliate page going again, we're going to put the link for this so you guys can get this. But this is the main thing that I feed the dogs as far as additive. I add it to their food. I give them, I think this is half a teaspoon each day. And in reality, some days I should take a break from this, or some days I should just give, maybe way less than a quarter. But since it's a naturally occurring substance, I've been giving it to my dogs. I got to do a little bit more research about this because I give this to them every day. So just let me, I give this to them every day. So I may need to adjust the amounts that I'm giving them. So this is the main thing that we give them. What this does is it protects the horses, the joints, and it protects the fur and your dog. It protects your dogs from injuries. And what I've noticed is the dogs have great fur. The puppies have great posture as far as the positioning of their feet and hindquarters and legs and things like that. So this is a very important thing that we give. But all of these other things contain similar compounds as this, but we're gonna get into it. So let's talk about beef tripe. Now, boom, this is beef tripe. Now, whenever you hear about a raw dog food, they always tell you two things don't forget, and this is one of them, the beef tripe. Now, where can you find these items? I'm gonna get that to you at some point in this video. I'm just gonna tell you where to find it at. It's not gonna be at the end, it's not gonna be at the middle, but at some point I'm gonna give it to you. That way I get y'all to watch the whole video. But beef tripe is basically the stomach compounds of a cow. It's the stomach. Now, with that being said, in the nature, in the wild, when an animal is killed, the first thing that is consumed by the carnivores is the stomach contents, because they're trying to get the easiest part to eat, the most accessible part to eat, and they eat it the fastest. But at the same time, it contains partially digested grass, and it also contains the biotics to break down grass substances and the bacteria and different things that go in your stomach as far as like microorganisms. So this is good for microorganisms. This beef tripe, the dogs eat it, and it's a probiotic. It gives them digestive enzymes. It supports gut health. It supports digestion. It helps the immune system. It helps for muscle building, and it helps for brain function, and it's good for dogs that are picky eaters. So with this food has a lot of benefits. Picky eaters, it makes them think better, and it also helps the muscles form correctly. That's why probably a lot of big time breeders and raw feeders of dogs like American Bullies, dogs that pack on a lot of muscle, use this substance. I got this, guys. I got these ingredients at Safeway, guys. Safeway. So you can probably pick this up at your local Safeway. So what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna incorporate this is, I'm gonna give it to the dogs periodically. You know, I'm gonna open this bag up and just give them a couple chunks, 2 or 3 chunks out the bag, and break it down for the week. Yeah, you got to be careful with this product. It's been frozen, so it definitely on the back of it, it says it may carry bacteria that could cause harmfulness. But we're not worried about that because the dogs are strong, and the dogs have been eating different things out in the field that come from geese, that come from deers, if you know what I mean. So this is just the same thing. It's a prebiotic, but it's coming from cows. And it's very good for you guys, for your dogs, especially if your dogs are just eating a raw diet, or if you're just feeding dog food. Like I said, it has a lot of benefits. Next, we have beef feet. And we have it right here. Beef feet crosscuts. Now, what is this good for? Beef feet contains collagen. Collagen is good for skin health and a healthy coat of your dog. It also contains glucosamine and chondroitin, known to support healthy joints. So it's been proven to make your dogs have healthy joints. It also has calcium and phosphorus for strong bones and strong teeth. When you have strong bones and when you have strong teeth, you have a dog that's not going to be at the vet for problems with teeth or problems with gums. Also, you can give these to the dogs, and then it, calm that chewing urge to want to chew up everything in your house and chew everything up. So it's a very good for that. And it also has healthy gums, like I said, so you don't have gum disease or different issues with your dogs and their gums. I don't face those type of issues, but I'm sure people out there will and have faced these issues. So it's a good snack, good idea to get it to them late at night before you lock up the kennels, and they can just chew all night long until their heart desires. And it also, this chewing on these give the dogs big muscles on the side of their jaws, big heads, and it gives them a strong jaw power in case they gotta catch a hog or defend their families. They have a strong bite. Next, we have beef marrow bones. Beef marrow bones are 104 calories per 13 grams. It's 1 gram of fat. It's 6 milligrams of potassium, and it's 12% vitamin B12. B12, 7% vitamins B12. It's good for chewing. It cleans the dog's teeth. It's good for jaw power. It's good for head size. It's also good for sharpening teeth, to keep the dog's teeth sharp in case you use your dog for hunting or to protect your dog family, or for your dog to protect himself. It's also good for bone health. It's also good for teeth health. And also, like in the other one, it's good for phosphorus and calcium and for strong, bones and teeth. This type of bone also, like I said, it's the perfect form of calcium and the perfect form of phosphorus. Phosphorus and calcium kind of go together for forming a dog's bones. It's different than what you get in dog food, because dog food is manufactured in a lab. So you really don't know what you're getting. You're getting something that has the same chemical composition as a bone or phosphorus, but it may not be the type of phosphorus or the type of bone that your dog would need. So this is good. Keep your dogs healthy. Keep them from chewing on stuff. Next, we got chicken gizzards. These chicken gizzards, now the funny thing is I did research on this. I didn't know what a chicken gizzard was. It's a stomach. I believe, if I'm not correct, it's the stomach of the chicken. This is an all-natural chicken that has no hormones or no antibiotics, so they say. You never can tell. 100 grams of this chicken gizzard, or 3.5 ounces, contains 223 calories. So this stuff is high in calories, and it's 44 grams of protein. So it's a lot of protein in 3.5 ounces of this. And actually, if this is a whole pound, I can't really do the math, but this might be enough protein for a dog for a day. This chicken gizzard right here, it might be enough protein for a dog for a day. It's 5% iron. Iron is very good for the blood. It's very good for the heart. And it's 7% zinc. Zinc is good for metabolism and, you know, breeding purposes. If you're breeding your dog, it's good for all processes in the body. You need zinc to kind of do any chemical process. It's good for chemical processes, making enzymes, making hormones in the body. And it's psyllium, 59.6 micrograms of psyllium. I'm not quite sure what psyllium is, but I'm believing it's just building blocks of nature, you know what I mean? Like pieces of sand or whatever, something like that. One thing I can say about these chicken gizzards, the dogs don't really like eating these type of things. So I may ask my wife to grind them up, and we grind them up, and we might have to grind them up and mix them into some turkey meat, or grind them up and mix them into some fats, some bacon grease or something like that. For some reason, the dogs don't really eat these type of things that well because they don't know what they are, and they never experienced them a lot. But this is definitely a good thing because it's very high in protein, and very high in calories. We're not gonna give them a lot of this stuff. We're just giving it to them little by little. But definitely, if you only have one dog, it should be really easy for you to incorporate stuff like this into your diet. Next, chicken livers. This chicken livers has no added hormones and no added steroids. So that just means that they didn't add to what the steroids and the hormones they already had in it, probably, because you can't believe anything you read. But 3 pieces of this chicken liver contain 110 calories, and it contains 290% of vitamin A. It's 6% iron and 19 grams of protein. A dog should have about 1 gram of protein per pound of fat per day. What I will say about this is this is the other ingredient that they say, these 2 things, the stomach and the liver, are the number 1 things that the breeders say you should add to your dog food if you're feeding raw as a supplement. What I will say about this is it's high in vitamin A, and you can poison your dog with vitamin A. So you got to be careful with vitamin A. So you don't want to feed this with carrots. You don't want to feed this with sweet potatoes, and you definitely want to feed this in moderation. But like I said, this and this, the dogs just don't want to eat it. So you're gonna have to like blend it together. You know, you can blend this together, mix it with other things, and, you know, feed it moderately. Maybe 2 tablespoons every 3 days, or 2 tablespoons every 2 days, or 1 teaspoon a day. because you don't want to give too much vitamin A. You can probably do a little research and figure out how much vitamin A you should get a dog and break it all down if you're smart. Some people just dump it out and give it to their dogs and have no problems, but you know, it's just food for thought. Next, we have ground turkey. And yes, all of these items was purchased at Save-A-Lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving y'all a game on where y'all can go get this food. Save-A-Lot is a cheap grocery store in the hood. So you might have to drive to the hood, you know what I'm saying, to get this stuff. But this is an 85% lean turkey. So it doesn't have a lot of fat in it. It says no hormones added, no hormones, no antibiotics. So they're saying it's not in there, or they may be just saying they didn't add more into it than it was already in there. Who knows? You never know. But with this, you got 4 ounces of this turkey will give you 21 grams of protein. It'll give you 17 grams of fat. It's 6% iron, and it is 160 calories per 4 ounces. And 4 ounces will give you 4 servings. What we like to do is normally we just feed this to the puppies that we have on the ground right now. They're currently 5 weeks old. We've been feeding it to them since they've been 3 weeks. You just sit it out overnight. It dries out fast. I mean, it thaws out quick. You just squirt it out and let the puppies eat it. Or I can take about 3 to 4 ounces of this and mix it into the dog food. It makes them eat the dog food fast, and it adds some you know what I'm saying, some healthy biological, you know, appropriate. Yeah, that's gonna lose that word right now. It's biologically appropriate for a carnivore or a dog. So it gives them a high biological value. Whereas dog food has basically no biological value, but we give it to them because that's what we have for dogs. You know what I mean? It's scientifically there for a dog. It's economical, this and that. But you want to kind of supplement it with these things right here. And if you really can, you kind of want to just cut the dog food in half or in a quarter of what you would recommended dosage of the dog food. So, you know, I say 4 to 5 cups of dog food a day. So you may get a dog a cup and a half and then mix it with all these different things like that. Next we have another turkey. This is a regular ground turkey. I guess it says it's 85% too. But it had a different rating for the amount of protein that was in it. So we ain't gonna get into that. Next, we got eggs. The last but not least, we got eggs. Eggs. You get a big box of eggs. Eggs contain 70 calories per eggs. It's 6 grams of protein. It has vitamin B2, B12. It's got vitamin A, D, E. And what I just found out today doing my research, an egg is a complete protein, meaning it has all the essential amino acids that a dog needs. Egg yolks are rich in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which are beneficial for dogs' skin and coat. So now that I kind of found out how important eggs are, I'm to the point where I'm like, yo, I think I need to add an egg every day. You know, 1 egg, a little bit of this, or a little bit of chicken. I'm definitely gonna reduce the amount of dog food I give each day, and I'm definitely gonna reduce the amount of chicken I give each day. But guys, this is a great way to give this stuff to your dogs. And what I'll say, these beef bones, I'm gonna take a sledgehammer to these and crack them. And I'm gonna just put it in the cage with the dogs. And these cow feet, hopefully it's 8 of them in here. Let's see how many of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It might not be enough for everybody, but you know, these are definitely good chew toys and snacks. I recommend these for co-op kennel dogs because we already got our dogs on this type of feeding and on this type of stuff. If your dog is not a quad kennel dog, then I can't be, then you gotta really just moderate what you give them. Give them small amounts at a time until they have the same abilities as a quad kennel dog, man. Thanks, guys.